Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought I would do a full face of drugstore makeup. I got inspired by this when I went over the weekend and got some new makeup from Target. I got this Milani Conceal and Perfect makeup, and I got a couple things from Physicians Formula. So I thought these inspired me. We could do a full face of makeup using this. I'm really in love with this palette. It kind of reminds me of the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette. But it was kind of my inspiration. And I thought I have enough for almost a full face here, because this one's a face palette. So I thought, why not? Let's do it. So first I start off with using I have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which is a total dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas that I use on my channel. I'm just going to put this in the spots where I have larger pores. Which is in my T-zone area mainly. Even though I don't really have oily skin. And I hear people talking about larger pores, they normally have oily skin. I'm just gonna go in like a pressing motion, just to press it in, really fill in the pores. I'm gonna go with this ColourPop, it's the ColourPop 4-3 Beauty Watermelon Face Milk. I'm gonna use it. My camera doesn't want to focus, but I'm gonna use it as like a moisturizer on the outside of my face that doesn't have where I didn't put my pore filling primer. Just give me a little extra moisture. While that settles into my skin, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my brows and use my pomade I've been using. It's the Ulta Beauty brow pomade, and it's in the shade Taupe. So I have more blonde hair, so Taupe works the best for me. You have to excuse me on my clearing of my throat. Been a little sick lately. I'm gonna do something where I normally see most of the real makeup artists do, and I'm gonna do my eyeshadow before putting on my base. So I'm gonna start out with my e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer, and I've been using that to prime my eyes. And it reminds, I think it's a dupe for the MAC Paint Pot, but I've never used the MAC Paint Pot, so I'm not 100% sure. But it's probably a close to the MAC Paint Pot. I'm sure it's a close second to the MAC Paint Pot, if it's something you can't afford. It's definitely not something I can afford. But I like this one. I'm excited to use this palette. I've never used the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette. I've I've never had it before or used it. But I'm excited to try this out to see if it could be like a close second to that one. We'll see. Anyways, this is what it looks like. It even has like the little special like shimmery shades like the Huda Beauty New Nudes has. The only thing I don't like is this top part right here is plastic. So you really can't see anything on top of it. It might break the shadows. But other than that, start out by going in. There's no shades on here. Oh, it has the shade names on the back. And this one looks Sure Why Not. This shade right here. It's called Sure Why Not Wine. I'm going with that one. Put it in my crease. Now I've never used any of Physicians Formula's eyeshadow palettes. This is the first one I have. And we'll see how their eyeshadows are. As you can tell, this one's more in my shade, mauvey pinks. Anyways, I thought I would do my eyeshadow look first in case there's a whole lot of fallout with any of these shades. It's easy to just wipe it off. One of the Robert Welsh, I watch him here on YouTube. He says that if you have any eyeshadow fallout, to just wipe it off using one of the primers that you primed your face with, and that way it doesn't affect your base where you primed your face. So going with a little more precise blender. Just a little bit more smaller blending brush. Go more into my crease. And I'm gonna go in with the shade, I think this one, which is Super Bloom. I'm gonna go in with this one, which is Super Bloom, and tuck that more into my crease. With this one, which is like a fluffier but more of a flatter type brush, I'm gonna use the shade here on the end called Berry Chic. That's this shade right here. It looks to be the darkest, like mauvey pink in here. Hopefully it'll come out pretty dark on the lid. I'm gonna go in with my bigger, fluffier brush again. I'm gonna go in with the first shade I used, Why Not, this one. And I'm gonna put that, just to blend, do a little bit more blending up top. I'm gonna use that shade. Just to get a little bit more of a blend going on here. I'm gonna use a pencil brush and go under my eye now. And I think I'm gonna go with the shade, maybe the lightest shade where I used it. Use that one first. And just going with the deeper shade. Take the more fluffy brush and just blend it a little. Now for my crease shade, I think I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade here, which is Yes Way Rose. This shade, I'm going with this shade here. See how it works. I want it like a little bit of a lighter color. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna spray my brush. I always spray my brush down before applying new. I'm gonna try the next shade next to it just to see if that one's maybe a little bit darker. Not exactly performing how I want. Try using my finger. Sometimes your finger is just the best tool to use with shades. And it's a good thing I don't have real long fingernails because it's harder when you have longer fingernails. I ended up going with the little bit darker shade that was like right next to it and putting that on my lid. I guess I'll use that color maybe on my inner corner. The lighter shade I'll tuck at my inner corner. It looks really pretty on your finger. Definitely not coming off as pretty on your eyes as it does on your finger, I don't think. I'm gonna try to top it off with that lighter shade to see if that'll help. Maybe it's because I have two different shades on this eye. It could be. That could be it. That does look a little bit better. I'm gonna try to tuck that lighter shade in my crease too. We'll see how that works. Use this one. I'll just go in with this one. Put it on my inner corner. That lighter shade that I was trying to put over the lid. Just gonna. You know, these shimmers are not performing too good. I think the mattes did pretty good, but these shimmers are, they need to work on their shimmer formula, I think. You really have to dig into the palette to get shimmer. You can see it a little bit there. It's kind of like chunky, which I don't think I was expecting. I mean, it looks chunky in the pan, but I really wasn't expecting it to come off on the eyes chunky. I'm gonna use my ColourPop eyeliner. I think it's the BFF one. It's ColourPop liquid liner in Numero Uno. Try that one today. Just realize when you hold it up to the light, you can see it looks so big, but it's only that much. That's how much stuff is in there. Wow, they make it look like you get so much. When you hold it up to the light, you can see through the packaging and see how much you really get. Which is not a whole lot. Try to make this a little bit thicker today because I'm going to put lashes on at the end. I think eyeliner hides the lash band better. This one's good, but it's not as good as my Kat Von D tattoo liner. That one's my absolute favorite. little bit of our primer. Use my ColourPop Fourth Ray Beauty. Just on my cheeks there. And a little bit on my cheek here. Use it to wipe away because there is a little bit of fallout there. Now to go on with this, hopefully this shade works. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. I'm just using it for foundation. Oh, I'm going to try a new technique today. I forgot. I'm going to try to go in with my concealer first and then go in with my foundation. I'm curious to see how that'll look. Hopefully it'll look good. Might actually have to use my concealer brush for this because I think it's going to be hard to get around. Might be harder to get around my Here's my concealer brush. Might be harder to get around my eye. I don't know how I like doing it like that. Going in my beauty blender now. I go with my foundation now. Hopefully this is the right shade. This is the lightest shade that they had in store. And then I looked online afterwards and found out there's a lighter shade online. Let's see. It does look a little bit darker. I think I can make it work, hopefully. If I have to, I add a little bit of concealer on top to kind of lighten the shade up on me a little. I'm gonna have to go in and put that inner corner highlight back in because it came out when it totally came out when I put my concealer on. Curious to see how good this is because Teresa's dad says this is her like favorite drugstore. It's her favorite drugstore foundation. I'm like, She didn't steer me wrong on the Tarte because I got the Tarte Found Sealer under her guidance, saying that was the best. Saying that was the best foundation on her skin, and she has drier skin like I do, normal to dry. That's the skin type I have too. This looks really good on my skin. It looks really good on my skin. It's not attaching to any dry spots, really. Wow. I'm gonna take a brush, and I have this e.l.f. setting powder. It's made for your under eyes because it's a lighter color. But I'm just gonna use it to set all over my face, I think. I have to say, I do not have, other than this one, I don't have like an all over face powder to set my face. That's why I just use this one. And I don't have a drugstore setting spray either. A Physicians Formula palette, face palette. This one is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection by Whaley. I'm not sure. But it's like a collab. And this is the only collab I like, because usually when they do collabs, it's like bulky packaging, and this one isn't. This one's like normal palette. I'm gonna go in with, these are 2 bronzers, 2 blushes, and it has 2 highlights. Then I'm gonna go in to this Sunset bronzer, because the deep bronzer looks pretty orange. So I'm probably gonna go in with this bronzer, this blush, and then this highlight, because it looks the lightest out of all the highlights. It has a couple limited edition, like the blushes are limited edition, the highlights are limited edition, but the bronzers are stuff that they already have. So, I'm going with my little Pac-Man bronzer brush I love. I'm just gonna dust it in there and tap off, because it does look to be a darker bronzer. Might be a little bit too dark for my complexion. I've never felt so bronze in all my life. It's probably a little bit too dark for me, but this girl seems to be more Asian, so she definitely has a deeper skin tone than I do. My skin tone's more lighter. That's probably why. I got it mainly because I love that one shade of blush. It's like pink and it has like champagne stripes in it. It looks like a tiger. I love that shade of the blush, so I thought I get it for the blush and the highlight. And then I thought I would try the bronzer just to see how it looks on me. It looks a little bit too bronze for my face, so I probably should have went in with a little bit of a lighter hand. Just because of the way I like my bronzers to be. For me, it's like a barely there type of bronze I like to see. I'm going with that blush. I've been using this blush brush forever since I got it. Got it in a BoxyCharm, I think. I'm going with that highlight. It's a really pretty shade. Let's see if I can show it to you. This highlight here. It looks really pretty. It's like a pinkish with some gold in it. Hopefully it's not too like light for my skin tone. Or dark. Too dark for my skin tone. It looks like it won't be, but I like it. Their highlights are pretty good. They have pretty good highlights. Or like their highlights from Physicians Formula. I have one that's more of a silvery shade. I'm gonna go in with my setting spray now. I didn't set my face before I started doing lashes. I'm just using the Morphe X Jeffree Star Spray. That's the closest I have to drugstore. I think it's like $18, something like that. Now I love this setting spray. I'll probably get more once I run out. Use my fan brush, which I got from the good old dollar store. They had it at the dollar Dollar Tree for $1. It's just these lashes. I got them in a BoxyCharm box. I think I'm gonna do them like one at a time. I'll do my right eye first. I always do my right eye first for some reason. Now I use this Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive Glue. It's drugstore. You can find it in Walmart, Target. I got mine at Ulta. I get most of my stuff at Ulta because I like to rank up my points so I can get money off of my order. That way, because I have a couple things coming from 21 Days of Beauty sale. I ordered got me a couple of the Ofra highlighters that were on half price, and I used my Ulta Beauty points. I only had to pay $2 for 2 highlighters, which I thought was pretty good myself. I'm gonna go in with just do a quick coat of this e.l.f. Lash Princess. More lashes. Ooh, I forgot to do my inner core. I'm gonna go in my waterline with this Wet n Wild Beauty. It's the Ultimate Brow Highlighter. It's like a light pink shade. Just forgot to do that. I meant to do it before I even did my setting spray. I totally forgot. I'm just gonna do a quick coat. Don't want the lash glue to set before I can put it on my eyes, so just a quick coat here. This is just that's just so my lashes will blend in with the strip lash. That way we can give off the real effect that I have those lashes and they're not fake. I'm not kidding, they're fake. I have my little lash thing. I got this from Ulta Beauty. I'll try to stick it as close to the lash line as I can get it. And I usually stick the center, and then I'll move the outside edges and stick them. Just to blend a little bit better. You can see the difference lashes make. It's a pretty big difference if you ask me. Going with another quick coat of mascara on this other arm. Well, that lash glue gets tacky. This mascara is really good too if you have really got eyelashes and you just can't put on mascara or whatever, or you don't like false lashes. This is a good mascara to have because it really lengthens and volumizes your lashes. Fortunately, I have pretty decent lashes. I do think I have pretty decent lashes, but for some reason they don't like to curl. They like to just be straight. So that's why I use lashes. Now I've gotten used to them. Some people say they just can't get used to having lashes on, but I've gotten used to it. I think you get used to it the more you wear them. Just going with the highlight that I did on my face. Put it in the corner. I had Ulta Beauty lip oil on. I usually stick the Ulta Beauty lip oil on while I'm doing my makeup. And then take it off at the end. Just to add a little bit of moisture to my lips. That way they're not like super dry when I go in with my lipstick. Today I'm using a lipstick I have yet to use. It's the Ulta Beauty Velvet Matte Lip Crown. And it looks like a mauvey pink. Kind of like. But I don't like that I didn't even notice, but I don't like that the tip is like rounded. It's not like a pointy tip like the Maybelline ones. My look today. I think it turned out pretty good. The eyeshadow palette's okay. The shimmers aren't my favorite. The mattes I thought they performed really good. The mattes performed really good, but I just wasn't a big fan of the shimmers. And the bronzer's probably a little bit too dark for me. Let's be honest. I'm pasty. And you can see it's a little bit too dark for me. You can, and if that happens, I didn't do it today, but you can go in with like your setting powder that you use and then just brush it over top of it, and that will tone it down a little bit. I usually do that, but I didn't even do that today. But it's my look. I like it. I like how the colors turned out. It's more of my mauvey pink look. Everything. I wouldn't suggest you go run out and buy this because I'm going to say it's probably not the same as the Huda Beauty New Nudes because I had a hard time getting the shimmers to perform. The mattes performed really good, but the shimmers not so much. But maybe it's just the ones I use. Next time maybe I'll go in and there's two other shimmers in there. Maybe I'll use those ones next time to see if they perform a little bit better. But other than that, and I really like the foundation. And it looks so good on my skin. I'm so surprised. Guys, give you a close-up of my look today. And I guess that's it for me today. I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate it. And leave a comment down below. Have you picked up this palette or did you pick up this one? Have you tried the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation? How did it work for you? If you have any of the, if you tested out any of these. And if you haven't yet, if you liked what you've seen here today and you want to see more of me, you can subscribe and you can ring the bell. It's right next to the subscribe button and it'll notify you of all my future uploads. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.